Good morning, seventh graders. I am still in quarantine. Yay, no, not really. I'd rather be there. Anyway, today we're going to learn circumference and basically the perimeter of a circle, the distance around the circle. We're not doing area, we're just doing the circumference. We're going to need to know the difference in diameter and radius because we should know by now that they like to trick us. They like to give us the diameter when we really need the radius, or they like to give us the radius when we really need the diameter. So we need to make sure that we really understand the difference in radius and diameter, and then find the circumference. All right, guys, get ready. All right, so before we can get into finding the circumference, we need to make sure that we know the difference in diameter and radius. All right, so I think I have a way that if you get confused with them, how you can maybe possibly tell the difference in them. All right, so my name is Miss Mitchell, but my first name, what people call me outside of school, and what people who know me, they call me Randy, okay? Randy. Radius is spelled like this. Randy is spelled like that. They kind of look alike, right? Okay. So we know that radius is half of the circle. It's half, okay? You can think of me as half size because I'm small, okay? So Randy is like radius and it's half because I'm half of it, okay? Where diameter, however you want to say it, I say diameter. Diameter is double. It's the distance across the circle. So radius is Randy half size and diameter is all the way. It's a meter. It's like a meter stick. It's long. Okay? Does that make sense? If it doesn't, oh well. If you know the difference, go for it. All right, so they gave us the diameter. Now we've got to find the Randy. Oh, I'm sorry, the radius. What is half of 18? 9. Okay, good. Now, they gave us 29 as the diameter. What's half of 29? Well, we need to go and divide that because that's not going to be an even number. Okay, 2 goes into 2 one time. 1 times 2 is 2. Bring down the 9. 2 goes into 9 4 times. That's 8. Add a decimal and a 0. 14 and a half, or 14.5, or 14 and 5/10. However you want to say it. All right. Now, they gave us the Randy. Oh, I'm sorry, they gave us the radius. We got to find the diameter, which is just doubling it. So if my radius is 21, my diameter is 42. We're just doubling. If my radius is 13, my diameter is 26, okay? So hopefully you understand that and you get that. Maybe the Randy trick helped you. I don't know, but if it did, great. If it didn't, I'm sorry. It's not really another, I don't know. I don't know another way to help you. That's the only way I know. So let's get ready for the big part, circumference. Okay, guys, so now we're going to find the circumference. So you need to know the formulas. So you can find the circumference by doing pi, and they round it because I will tell you this, it probably doesn't mean a whole lot to you right now, but next year for sure, my 7th grade honor students and my 8th graders really struggled with this. And I think this is why, because we use pi as 3.14 or 22/7, but pi is an irrational number. They just round it right here to the nearest tenth. But in all honesty, this is an irrational number. It will never be perfect, okay? But we're going to go with it. So I just want to throw that out there. That's something you're going to need to know for next year, for sure. All right, so I'm going to show you, I don't really prefer the fraction, the 22/7. That's just me. But I'm going to do the first one that way, just so in case there is someone out there that does prefer that way. Okay, so the circumference, like we said, 22 over 7 times the diameter. And my diameter here is 42. So it's going to be 22 over 7 times 42 over 1. Okay, so I'm going to come over here and I'm going to multiply it on the side. 4, 12, 924. Okay, so the circumference is 924 divided by 7. Okay, let's see. Let's see what this does. Okay, so 927 divided by 7. We'll go into 9 one time. 1 times 7 is 7. And we have 22 down here. And we know 7 times 3 is 21. So 7 will go into 22 3 times. 7. And it wants us to round to the nearest tenth. 7 will go into 17 2 times, which is 14. 7 minus 4 is 3.0. 7 will go into 30 4 times, which is 28. And so we can just round this to 132 point, 4. So that would be the circumference of this first circle. All right. So I'm going to stop real quick and I'm going to rewrite. Okay. All right. So now I have a circumference. I find the circumference of this circle. The diameter is 11. This time I'm going to use 3.14 because I'm more comfortable multiplying with decimals. Okay. Let's see. Circumference equals 3.14 times the diameter. So 3.14 times 11. So I'm just going to set it up over here. 4 times 1 is 4. 1 times 1 is 1. 3 times 1 is 3. 4 times 1 is 4. 1 times 1 is 1. 1 times 3 is 3. So 4, 5, 4, 3. And 2 decimal places. So the circumference, 34.54, but it wants us to round to the nearest tenth, and this 5 is the nearest tenth. So this 4 is not greater than 5. So 4 or less, we're going to let it rest. So the circumference is 34.5. And I have not found your quizzes for today, but I can promise you that your quizzes is probably going to have you rounding to the nearest tenth. So make sure that you're comfortable with this. We started rounding in 3rd grade, guys. I taught it to y'all. So I know that you should be able to do that. All right. So next we're going to do 2 more examples, but this time we're going to do radius. Okay, guys. So we are back and we have a radius. We have a circle with a radius, and we're wanting to find circumference. And we know that circumference is equal to 3.14 times diameter. Okay. But I have the radius. So, or we could say, in this case, we could say circumference could be 2 radius times pi. Okay, 2 times the radius times pi. All right, so 2 times my radius, which I can do this in my head, 4.5 and 4.5 is 9. Okay, so my diameter now is 9. So I'm just going to plug it in right here. Okay, so C, circumference equal to 3.14 times 9. Okay. All right, so I'm just going to come down here. And we got to round to the nearest tenth again, just in case. 4 times 9 is 36. The 6 can stay, but the 3 got to go. 1 times 9 is 9, plus 3 is 12. The 2 can stay, but the 1 got to go. And 3 times 9 is 27, and 27 plus 1 is 28. And we've got 2 decimal places. Boom, boom. All right. So circumference is equal to 28.26, but it says round to the nearest tenth. And that 6 right here in my hundredths place is 5 or more. So we're going to let this score. So 28.5. 3. Okay? If you have any questions, please raise your hand. All right, next up is another. All right, guys, so next up is our radius is 31 and a half, 31.5. So I'm going to come over here and I'm going to figure out what my diameter is going to be. 3, not 9, 6. I was doing multiplication. Okay, so 63. So I think this time, just to even it out, I'm going to do 22 over 7, okay? Instead of pi, or I mean instead of the decimal, because 22 over 7 is pi. Okay, so we're going to do 22 over 7 times the diameter, 63, okay? So 22 over, this is supposed to be diameter. 22 over 7 times 63 over 1, okay? Is there anything times 7 that will give me 63? Because I'm looking. All right, what is 9 times 7? If I, 63. So I can cross reduce. I can divide the 7 into that 63. 7 divided by 7 is 1, and 63 divided by 7 is 9. So then all I have to do is 22 times 9, 198, okay? Now, if you're still not comfortable with cross reducing, which you should be, you can go ahead and you can multiply that out. You can do 22 over 7 times 63 over 1. I'm losing my mind today. So it would be 63 times 22, 6, 12, 0, 6, 12, 6, 8, 3, 1. It would be 1,386, and 7 times 1 is 7. And then you'd have to divide that. Okay, so let me divide that. Divided by 7. 7 goes into 13 one time. 13 minus 7 is 6. 7 goes into 68 9 times. 63, and then 8 minus 3 is 5. And you still get 198. Either way you do it, but it's a lot easier if you cross reduce. So, you know, it's whatever you feel comfortable doing, guys. If you feel comfortable doing it like this, dividing by 7, whatever, go for it. I don't care which way you do it. All I care about is, do you understand what I'm teaching you? Do you understand it? And do you know how to get the right answer? That's all I care about. And so I hope you guys thought today's lesson was as easy as I did. You're going to have, on Thursday, you're going to have a mock chapter test. And then you will have your real chapter test on Friday. And we know that we cannot correct tests. You know, I let you correct quizzes and stuff like that, but an Eduphoria test, a real test, you can't correct. So you need to make sure that when you're doing your mock test on Thursday that you understand why you're not getting them right, or you understand how to solve those problems, okay?